Welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast.
Oh, I like that intro. I think it was Matt's. He said
Hello?
this. God, he's back.
Who's
Hi.
back? Oh no.
I have a huge stain on my boxers.
Shh, everyone quiet. Maybe he won't see us.
What are you eating?
Nothing.
He's
Chips?
eating chips and salsa.
My man.
I'm eating Guy Fieri's salsa.
Really? Is it good?
You know, funny enough, I was like, okay, Guy, let's see what you got.
People are too
But-
hard on him.
Food's good. The salsa's good. I know it's good because Sarah's been eating it all.
Sarah,
I've
I
been
think
putting it
you're
in this
a bit
San Antonio
overweight as
skillet
it
dinner.
is.
It's pretty good.
Nice. How are you guys doing?
I'm well. Just got back in town like 2 minutes ago.
Welcome back.
Very nice timing.
No kidding, man. My skin on my teeth.
So how we get the show on the road?
You
Yes.
should brush more often if you have skin in your teeth, Saber.
It's that cannibalism. Can't kick the habit.
Who's gonna
Bet
kick
you
it
can't
off?
teach just one.
That should do it.
Matt, do it.
Haven't we already kicked it off?
No,
Matt.
not officially.
Matt.
Oh.
Matt.
Well,
Does
welcome
that-
to the
does-
Semi-Perfect Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, PanamaMatt. No, that doesn't work. Not at all.
No, do it again, but more
Don't
sensual.
stop.
More sensual, you say.
I'm your
Well,
host.
welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast.
He sounded like some guy at a British DMV, actually.
A British DMV.
Welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. The queue starts to your right. We'll be with you in 3 hours.
That sounds about right.
Welcome.
Foolish mortals to the haunted mansion.
Welcome everybody to the Semi-Perfect Podcast here on this September 21st evening. As we, that's it.
Yeah.
No, as we have the four of us back here.
Yeah.
Taylor is out doing God's work.
Delivering pizzas.
Loving pizzas.
He is. But we're back and we're ready to go. Hope you're all ready for the long term, as this is going to be a 6-hour episode.
Oh, I'm glad I got a bottle of wine.
Excellent. Just as long as my drive home. Wonderful. We could have scheduled this.
No, we could have.
I got some beer too.
Good. We've got some food posts that we're gonna take a look at real quick. Let's see here. Oh, even Saberspark looks like he submitted a food post.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
Jesus Christ, Shifro. That's terrifying. So our first food post was submitted actually hours ago by a gentleman who wasn't able to make it tonight. Drummer Shy, saying that he misses us guys. He's got a picture of bologna, looks like peanut butter crackers, and a nice glass of water.
Mm.
For a second there, I
Peanut
heard
butter
nice
crackers?
cup of glass.
And I scope of glass.
Then Jory having some honey barbecue chicken. Oh yeah, with the Coke Zero.
Nice.
Gotta like these tweets. And then we have
What the heck is Shifro's?
the kiss picture.
Look at
Yeah.
villain from Scooby-Doo. You look like Frank from oh, never mind. I can't explain it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
At
That's
least you-
profile worthy.
Alec Greer says we have the meats. He's got Arby's. I love Arby's. It's one of my favorite fast
Yes. It's higher tier fast food. Like their curly
is.
fries on point, roast beef. Dude, they made me a salad because they have these gyros there, and I asked them, "Can you make it as a salad?" They said, "Gotcha, fam," and made an amazing salad for me. I loved it.
Now gyro, that's the Greek meat thing, right?
Yeah, or as everyone else in New York says, gyro or whatever.
Okay, I was gonna ask about the pronunciation.
Gyro, gyro. At the end of the day, we know what it is.
Hiroshima. It's an explosion in your mouth. So Shifro has that picture.
Sarah's
Welcome.
going to Nagasaki. Nag.
All right.
Sammy's got nothing like chicken katsu and the podcast for Wednesday evening. I'm retweeting that
We
one.
also got
They got the
Fanta.
podcast.
Orange Fanta.
I love orange soda. Used to be my crack as a kid, and
By
then
the way,
What's your
eventually
crack now, meth?
yeah,
crack.
Yeah. crack.
Crack is now his crack.
Oh yeah, and then Lightning Design says lame dinner is lame but good enough for me. Vitamin water and cheeseburger with fries. There's nothing that looks lame about that.
It looks good.
Oh, and Butterfingers. Don't think we didn't notice the Butterfingers. Alec Greer says worst food post ever.
To Saber's food post.
That's
That's the
not-
important detail. Let's
No,
see.
I don't know.
Nora
what-
Mermaid.
This looks like a fine food
cookies.
post, Saber.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That,
I don't
that's,
know what Alex
that's, that's, that's a 6.5 hour drive food post.
is.
That soup's not even
Mm.
warm.
It's cookie time, says Nora.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, how's everyone's 2 weeks been since we've been on?
Pretty solid. How's yours?
Matt? Sarah?
That's good.
Been staying busy with school and Patreon stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, staying busy with work. Kind of got at a, I want to say like a mid-season break here with the low budgets. And now working on a couple of series that I'm looking to get started on my channel.
New series, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Any
Why?
other any hints, or is it secret?
I'll tell you the name. The name of the series that I'm working on right now is called Mumbles. And I'm putting my artistic talent to the test here. And we'll see what people think. Like I said, it's either reaching a new high or a new low for me.
Either way, it's going to be fun to watch.
I kind of look back and I'm like, I haven't made a lot of ridiculous type of videos lately. I need to start making some more ridiculous type of videos like I have in the past.
I'm sorry. Filming demolition derbies and participating in them in, fox-shaped cars and rabbit-shaped cars is not ridiculous.
Not really.
No, it's
Fair enough.
quite the norm.
As far as things
So-
go around your channel, yeah, that is about the norm.
Yeah. What?
I just saw in the chat someone's been playing Phoenix Wright Spirit of Justice, and I'm like, wait, is it out? And it's been out for almost a month now. I missed the release, so now I gotta go buy that.
Well, thank you for joining us. Sarah's out. So anything exciting? Anything new? Anything going on for you guys?
My parents were in town last weekend.
Nice.
It's good times. And
All
aside
right.
from that, just working on growing the business.
How's it going for you, man?
So far, so good. I'm still paying my bills.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, staying on top of it, dude. Good job.
Well, yeah, thank you.
For those who don't know, Race and I were announced for Ponyville Sutterfest. We'll be going to that convention. It's at the end of October. It's a Halloween themed convention that we've been to Sutterfest, I believe, twice so far. Good people who run it. It's very efficient, professional, good times ahead.
So what kind of costume you taking with you?
And goddamn cheese curds.
Yes.
That's
Cheese
an-
curds.
That's a very interesting costume.
The fruit from the heavens. I would be a cheese curd.
Absolutely. I already am. I just need to deep fry myself.
I know what I'm going to be for Halloween this year.
What's
You're gonna
that?
Okay. It's obvious.
They,
Taxidermist.
uh-huh. Judy and Nick are mine forever.
I got rear-ended yesterday.
Really? Do tell.
Well, there was a fire along the road in between Lyons and Calgrove. So the entire 5 freeway was
I threw a Molotov.
blocked. And so there was
You would.
horrible traffic. And it was bumper to bumper. And whenever I'm in bumper to bumper traffic, I seem to be doomed to be tapped in the rear at some point or another.
People are just driving along and they say, yeah, I'm going to tap that.
No, they like look the first time it happened, this guy, he made up the excuse that he was adjusting his glasses and was looking down or whatever the hell.
Because that's what you're supposed to do while you're driving. Take your eyes off the road and take away your seeing aids.
Yeah, I guess they think that they're going slow enough that it won't make a difference. But the guy that rear-ended me yesterday, he was like an older man, like late 50s, and he gets out of his car and he's like, it's just a little small bump. I'm so sorry. I am new to this area. I have no idea where I'm going or what's going on. And I'm like, what
is this country?
And I go back there and I look at the scratch and I'm like, well, my car is a piece of shit anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's just like a tiny, tiny little dent. Like, it felt worse than it actually turned out to be. But I'm okay. He was okay.
Car?
Huh?
That's the important.
There are scratch marks up and down the sides because Sarah likes to cut things close. She's a competitor, and I told her she should have gotten out and looked at her doors and been like, "What did you do to my car?"
Yeah, I'm not a particularly great driver, especially in tight situations, and a couple of times I have been known to scrape the side of my car against either a cement post or the garage opening.
It's terrifying.
It's tight.
School buses.
It is tight.
Tight is
Yeah,
good.
don't trust me to drive a school bus or an RV or anything.
So here.
Next time we're together, you can try driving my truck.
We're not getting a minivan.
My parents wanted to get me a truck, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to drive that.
For some reason, it seems exciting seeing little Sarah come climbing out of a truck.
Yeah,
Hopefully
they
it was
wanted me
like
to
it had
get the truck
stacks.
because, I don't know, they needed someone to have a transport car, and I'm like, why me? Of all people, give it to
Because if
Dad.
you get hit, you'll be protected by several tons of steel.
So,
Speaking of, I actually got hit last week as well.
God, guys,
What? It slipped my mind.
no, what's happening to you guys on the road?
It's California.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, I was backing out of a parking space. One of those angled ones for the parking aisle. And I'm backing out. I hear someone honk down the aisle. So I stop and I look around me, look out my window, and I see another
Was it the
car.
bride or the groom?
What? Oh, down the aisle. Yeah. I didn't check because when I looked out my window, I saw another car about to back into me, and I saw her stop about a foot or two away from my left rear tire.
Ooh.
And then she stopping, and just kept backing into me.
Oh, Lord.
So yeah, she came to a full and complete stop and then proceeded to hit me.
It's happened to me. The biggest wreck I've ever been in. A guy was sitting
They call that a
at
demolition
the
derby.
intersection. No, well, okay, okay, you got me.
Oh, intersection. Is this a figure eight?
So outside of crashing things, there was a new pony episode, or has there been 2 new pony episodes? You're gonna have to remind me what the one was a week ago.
The
believe
Fault
that was-
in Our Cutie Marks, the one with Gabby the Griffin, or
Oh yeah, Black Griffin. It was great to see him in an episode. Her.
And then the latest one was Viva Las Pegasus.
Now, Saber,
Yes.
you and Sarah watched this episode together, and she was saying
did.
how you guys were cracking up. But I want to know, like, your genuine reaction when you found out that Griffin that already looked like Gabe was named Gabriella.
Is it bad that I already knew before the episode? Because I did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of uncanny, but who knows? And also could be coincidence. Who knows? But yeah, Gabby the Griffin, Gabriella. I it's funny because like I enjoyed the episode until the end.
Yeah.
It's one of those things again where it's like, oh wow, she can learn a very valuable lesson here about, you know what? Sorry, you can't get a cutie mark. Just can't. It's something you can't attain, but that's not stopping you from at least still being a good person, helping others. That's a good lesson to learn.
So you're saying it was a good lesson?
Wasn't
No,
that the lesson they learned?
Yeah.
But they did it in a weird way where, like,
I mean, they straight up in the middle of the episode called it out via Scootaloo that, yeah, some things aren't possible.
no, but like,
And then she flapped her little chicken wings.
Was it too sugar-coated for you, Saber?
no, wasn't there a part where you and I kind of thought it was stupid? I can't remember. Yeah, I know,
Well,
I'm
it was mostly you that thought I was stupid. I was just like, okay. It was an okay episode.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Best episode ever.
For real?
No. It didn't bother me like other episodes have. I thought there were some moments in it that made me actually go like, oh wow. Like Scootaloo acknowledging her inability to fly again for some reason always makes me go, oh wow. I think that the thing that I was cracking up at it in this episode that I was just like, oh god, was the freaking Griffin's like I guess overbearing positivity. Like I was like, chill, girl.
Yeah.
Chill. Like I don't think she actually said a line. I think she yelled every line. But yeah. No, I mean it was I found it as a fun episode. Wasn't necessarily groundbreaking, but it was, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I guess though, like the whole time I was like, they're not gonna actually give her a cutie mark, right? Like, don't.
Except that they really did.
Honorarily.
They physically gave her one.
Those things are gonna sell like wildfire. Sibsy. And then we had another episode. We had an episode in regards to Unicon.
Yeah. As you saw in the episode, there was no convention whatsoever.
I know, it was a bit of false advertising. But
Viva Las Pegasus.
No, that was exactly what it was advertised as.
Well, people were still getting conned. I mean, it worked out.
It's funny because he did that after like every fucking line in the beginning half of the episode, and then it just became really disappointing because he like rarely ever did it throughout the other half of the episode. It's like, oh, is he gonna do the laugh? And then he didn't. But I gotta say, my favorite part of that episode is when they first come into the trapeze backstage or whatever, and the girl with the trapeze is practicing, and she just turns around and she just screams at the fact that, oh, what the fuck is his name? The guy. Gladmain, there we go. She just sees Gladmain and she's just like, ah! She's just screaming.
Why was that your favorite part?
It's so awkward and it's weird and it's just funny to me. She just turns around and goes, ah! It's like she just orgasms on sight of Gladmain.
Oh, no wonder she likes them.
Drop of a hat.
I mean, I guess overall thoughts on this one?
I liked it. It was surprisingly deep in the sense that they solved the problem, yet put two of the biggest con artists back as a team together again.
It's like that's the season finale, is them literally
I hope it is. Because they now know the grand plan for Las Pegasus. They have the wherewithal to put it together. They will own that town.
The rest of the main six are like, what the hell, guys? What were you doing when you went out here?
It was the Cutie Maps plan the whole time.
They're the ones that put it out there.
They knew they needed a better villain than T-Rex, so now they've started the Flim Flam Brothers crime ring.
Well, yeah, that's the only way to keep them. Yeah. The design of the I forget what their names are supposed to be. It's the dudes that like tame the lions and all that stuff.
Oh, Siegfried and Roy ponies.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, like you're one looking pony.
it really evoked Siegfried and Roy, except in pony style. They're very garish.
Yeah.
Garish?
Can you tell our dumb viewers what garish means? Because
Yeah.
I understand. For them, though, can you run it by?
They looked like they had been smoking meth. A little
Yeah,
bit
it's
wasted.
the same with that one lady, the
food
restaurant critic. Yeah. She was
So, did you guys enjoy the episode?
I did.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright.
Oh, Saber, you actually saw it?
If you want to say, sure, I guess, in a way.
All right.
I would.
If you're, did I know the plot for this episode? Yes. I did a Judy thing.
Yes, you did.
Oh yeah, and Alec
You're good
Greer
at these
already
press
pointed this
conferences,
out to
Saber.
me, but there was actually a reference to a scooter from the Muppets. There was a scooter pony.
Was there? Where did
Yeah,
you
he was the one that told Applejack, yeah, the trapeze lady and her director are always fighting or whatever. And
Huh.
he's orange and he's got the orange hair and he's got the jacket, the green jacket, and I'm like, oh my god, and he's got glasses.
There were
We'll
a
have to
lot
keep
of
an eye out for
ponies that Sarah and I kept going. Those are probably a reference to someone, but we didn't know who. There were just a couple that just stuck out. That was like, you're a reference. I just don't know what you are. No, it's funny. I saw a post where somebody was making the point of like, oh, back when I watched cartoons, they were selling play sets. Nowadays, My Little Pony and Zootopia are teaching children how to con people back by using covert audio systems. And I was like,
Yes. Yes, they are.
Speaking of meth, I got a story for you guys.
Do tell.
All right. So I work in a beautiful little city, and it's quiet. It's not like a big city. It doesn't have the I guess the busy factor so much. But sometimes we get some interesting characters that show up. And I walked out of work to go on my afternoon break, where I often will call up Saber, and we'll talk about nothing for 15 minutes. And
Is that all my calls are to you? Just nothing? Is that all it is to you? Just nothing?
You actually call him? Why don't I get calls?
Just to show where I put everyone in their place. So I walk out and I pull out my phone. I'm gonna dial up Saber, and I hear this guy behind me go, "Hey, sir! Hey, sir!" Turn around to see this guy with no shoes, and he's completely dirty. And he looks at me with those sincere eyes of his and says, or asks me, "Can I borrow your phone?"
No.
And I immediately was just like,
No.
"No." But then I asked him, like, I was just going to ditch. I was like, "What's the matter? What's wrong?" "Oh, I got a flat tire. I'm stuck over here in this parking lot right here in the handicap." "I'm not even handicapped." You know how that goes.
Talking a mile a minute kind of thing, yeah.
You have a flat tire. Do you have a number you want me to call? "Oh, yeah, I got one on this paper right here. It's if you call this 1-800 number, the 1-800 number. That's the one you got to call, the 1-800 number." All right, what is it? So I dial it up. It's Hertz, and all of a sudden this chick comes from around the corner. But have you guys ever seen those moths that like bump into the lights?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched them long enough to notice when they fly to the light, they usually do like the spiraling flight? That's how she walked towards us. She kept walking in circles like a really elongated slinky. And she eventually made it to us, and man, was she just having the best day of her life. She just kind of sprawls on him, and she's just like, "Man, no, God, no smoke." And I'm sitting here.
You meet the most interesting people, Race.
Well, I was wondering, I'm like, should I be concerned right now? So I'm calling this number. I'm on hold with Hertz. It's a rental car that they have. And thankfully, one of my coworkers sees what's going on, and he comes by and also assists with the situation. So he dials a number that's also on this paper, and he's looking at the receipt that the guy handed him, and the car is 4 days overdue.
Yeah.
And at this point, he points that out to the guy, and of course the guy's like, "Yeah, man, I just really got to get home. I got to get home." And he turns to me and starts telling me about this dog. He goes, "Yeah, we were having a bet. My me and mother-in-law, stepmom, and I tell you what, I always bet on my dog. I know that they're going to be the one to bite somebody. You know what I'm talking about?"
Wait, so this guy was like homeless, drugged, both? What?
He was out of his mind. He had to be on something.
Feel bad,
Not necessarily at the time, but he's the kind of person that has not very much left upstairs because he's been on things for very many portions of his life, or very much. So he's just going on and telling me the greatest stories, and then he'll always pause and be like, it's great that you guys are helping me out. The community needs us. When we help people out, we make a better community. That's what I'm always talking about. Helping people out. We got to help people out. And then he's like, and then he's paused and he kind of looked at us and goes, "Can I sit down?" Yeah, go sit down. It was weird, and I wasn't gonna let this guy touch my phone. And eventually, so my afternoon break's 15 minutes. I was stuck with these people for 30 because I wasn't willing to ditch my coworker who came to assist me. Eventually, we got a hold of Hertz, and they basically gave the, "Oh yeah, we'll send another car, stay where you're at," which translates to, "Don't move. We're gonna come get our car and figure out how we're gonna get money out of you."
Yeah.
And so anyways, I go back to work, and I was talking with another coworker, and all of a sudden I get paged at my office, but I wasn't at my desk, and I'm like, "Uh-oh." So I walk over to our receptionist who paged me, and she's like, "Hey, is this your car?" And she's pointing at my car, and I'm like, "Yeah, why?" "Oh, these two people were just trying to get into it."
Oh,
great. Now these people had been around. We found out later once everyone started being like, "Oh yeah, those people." They had been around our company from around 1 o'clock during our lunch hour, and this was all taking place around 4 o'clock. So they were just wandering, and
call the cops. Something scram.
Well, that's the thing is that you'd think that for some reason it took them another 10 minutes to realize maybe we should call the cops when they're trying to get into all of our cars. I'm like, guys, this seems pretty indicative to me that they shouldn't be here. Now, all they tried to do with my car was open the handles, and they're like, "Damn it, foiled again." However, outside of the security cam footage angle was another of my coworkers' cars, and he always leaves his windows slightly down. And when we got off work, I saw him digging through his car, picking up all this trash, and I'm like, "What happened?" "Oh no, did they get in your car?" And he's like, "Someone's been going through my car." Oh no. Now, all they did was take his trash bag that's in his car and dump it out all over the car. They didn't take anything of value. They didn't take anything. I think they were honestly still looking for a phone. I'm just like, holy crap. And eventually a sheriff showed up, and he went to a different company because they were bothering them too. But it was just one of those moments where I'm like, you never know who you're going to meet on any given day.
This is true.
And I had the pleasure of being able to establish contact with these people, and they were gone. It was funny.
I just have a few questions for you.
Okay, hit me. Well, not hard.
Looking at them, how would you explain their faces? Were they kind of wasted away, or did they look well nourished? There was not well nourishment taking place. But they weren't wasted away, weren't weather beaten.
No, they were. They look like they both collectively haven't showered in weeks. And
did you detect any chemical odor on their breath?
I did not, but I also maintained a reasonable distance away from said breath.
Smart move. For a number of reasons.
The guy offered me a handshake at one point, which I respectively pretended like I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna touch that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good call. Good call.
It,
How fast were they speaking when you spoke to them?
the girl was kind of long and drawn out.
And him?
Yeah,
Mile a minute?
He wanted to tell me everything. He told me so many different stories that pertained to absolutely nothing that I wish I was recording. Because then I could have asked him who his favorite pony was.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in the chat earlier. He should have been on My Little Vegas.
Oh, sweet! Someone, for the record, I'll be going to Vegas possibly up to 2 times at the end of this year. So
please tell me there's going to be a part 4.
Are we already at 3, 4? Yeah,
pretty sure we are.
I wanna do a Zootopia edition and just see where it goes.
Oh dear.
But yeah.
You're going to have to work pretty hard. Well, sorry, they're going to have to work pretty hard to top the previous 3.
Can a bunny and a fox make babies? That's the question the fandom wants to know.
Okay, now I really want to see this happen. Go forth and film.
Well, we'll see how the timing works, because obviously we're always really busy when we go out to these events. So we'll see. Hopefully there's time. But yeah, so that was my story of meth heads who were wandering around my work and trying to get into everyone's cars. And luckily nothing appears to have been damaged or stolen. And they were able to get a ride off the premises. So, because that's the thing that we were.
Was it Hertz or the sheriff that gave them that ride?
The tow truck. By the time the sheriff got there, they were gone. So, yeah, it was exciting. It was fun.
It does sound that way.
Yeah. In other news, I got a haircut yesterday.
Which one?
This one.
Oh. Looks good.
They, for those that didn't see the picture, I was able to watch Zootopia during my haircut.
Yep.
I think Sarah's told me about this barber shop.
Yeah. We go
And
to
I- and I
Kids
also
Cuts
think-
and
yeah.
Waves. Even though we're 24 and 27 years old.
And as I recall, you were telling me his barber there was very enthused that they got Zootopia in there so that he could watch it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Sarah
Great
actually,
to watch it.
Sarah was the one who informed me that they had this movie, of which I immediately had to ask, can we put Zootopia on? And I warned our haircut person. I said, it's every time I come in here, I'm going to be asking for the same thing. And she was all excited. She's like, oh, yeah, and then I'm sure there'll be other movies. And I just stopped her there. No, you don't understand. There are no other movies. Yep.
Yep. So he got his wish to get his hair cut to Zootopia.
I did. It's
It's a very specific wish.
yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought to, when I made that wish back in the day? Yesterday. But yep. So that's kind of that's me. Anything else exciting going on, Sarah? Do we have any topics that we wanted to hit upon? Because I have one that I want to discuss, but I was wondering if you guys had any.
I kind of wanted to talk about that one Steven Universe episode with Pearl and a certain girl, but we can leave that for...
Let's talk about it.
Okay. Saber, are you still here?
That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. I realized that Saber hadn't talked in a little while, and I was like,
I don't think Saber's had anything to say since I said that our phone calls don't mean anything. I was joking, Saber.
Yeah,
He's still getting over it.
buy me dinner.
Come out to California.
May I give credit and I guess also I guess just apologize to my dear friend here, Saberspark.
For what?
Saber, you did the thing that I've never been willing to do, and you went all out.
What?
You posted a video release schedule through December. I'm just like, oh man.
If I can somehow keep up with that, that'd be
You've committed to it now, Saber.
Here's hoping. I mean,
I
want to try.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
I'm quite certain it'll change at least 7 times before it's over.
Hopefully.
No, can't change. It's been written down. It must be done.
Yeah, but he didn't spell craziest wrong.
Did I spell crazies wrong?
Well,
You
shit.
put
There goes the
crazy
neighborhood.
Pearl's got a girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, what?
Potentially a girlfriend.
There's definitely something going on.
There's chemistry there.
You know that we're gonna find out if the show really wants to incorporate all sorts of sexualities. We're gonna find out that Mystery Girl is actually Mystery Boy.
Or if you really want to piss off the entire collective of the Steven Universe fan base, Mr. Girl will end up falling for Mayor Dewey.
Yeah.
Cis white patriarchy wins again.
I saw a great comic of Pearl introducing Mystery Girl to Greg.
I saw that.
Yeah, then they started hitting it
I
off.
was like, God damn it.
People got a little bit out of shape, but that was a joke.
Yeah.
That was a bent out of shape thing.
Some people have commented.
Somebody once told me.
The world is gonna roll.
So a lot of people seem to think that, or they're, Mystery Girl is the girl who launched 1,000 other
Ships?
Pink Diamond and other theories. A lot of people seem to think that she's another Rose Quartz, or that she is Pink Diamond in disguise. And I'm like, well, she can't be Pink Diamond in disguise. I am sincerely hoping that she is just a regular human being. Human.
Now, do you think we'll actually see some sex scenes?
No.
Do you think we'll see implied sex scenes?
I think we'll see romance exchange between the two.
Will they slowly pan to a fireplace?
Are they gonna scissor?
No. Not on the show.
That escalated quickly.
Sorry, we had to hit the important topics here.
I was going to say, there is definitely, I'm sure Pearl's psychiatrist is going to be like, wait, she looks like Rose? There's an underlying interest that, just so happens Pearl's crushing on a girl who looks just like her last crush.
Yeah.
And I hope it's just a human. I hope it's just someone that Pearl can flush her feelings out for and not in a hammy way. So, like the show's good at doing, do it at a decent pace. That's just what I think.
It was an adorable interaction though. I loved it when she walked over and she's like, and she gave me this code. Like
I'm just supposed to be smart.
I enjoyed how they handled it. Yeah, our phones new technology. They've been here for 6,000 years or whatever it is.
You guys have phones.
And also on a different note about the episode, I did find it really cute that Pearl's actually starting to reach out to Amethyst, trying to understand her. Because she's like, no, I mean, we can go to the show with you. Even though that's definitely something that Pearl would never do, that she has been clearly not very comfortable about. But she's like, yeah, let's go to the show with you, Amethyst. I don't know, it shows how their relationships are changing. Because Amethyst and Pearl, they never really got along. But now they're becoming good friends.
You know what I want so badly, though? Is the next villain to show up and oh my god, it's him, the most evil of gems. And it's like, dun 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 dun, hello, it's me, Fruity Pebbles.
God. No, that would never happen.
Except that it will.
No. No, the show is very respectful when it comes to those kinds of topics.
Which is why I joke.
I know.
Yeah. So do you feel like you fleshed that one out well?
Yeah.
Because I have a topic I've been seeing around, and I want to hear your guys' take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Take two and call me in the morning.
There is apparently a petition going around right now
Yeah.
where people are demanding that In-N-Out has veggie burgers.
Do they not offer that as an option?
No.
No.
I mean, vote with your wallet, right?
It's,
Well, that's what you would think, but no, they've gone with voted with signatures.
and yeah, demand it's funny because I'm actually seeing a lot of people that are like majorly against this whole thing. And I mean, when you consider, I mean, In-N-Out isn't like a McDonald's or a Wendy's or various fast food establishments where you have like 18 different things you can order. They've always just been we make burgers.
And we make them well.
We can modify how we make them. For example, if you have somebody that says, "Well, I'm a vegetarian, can I eat an In-N-Out?" The answer is yes. They have a grilled cheese sandwich that they can make. But like this is basically like the petition might as well be people going, "We demand that you make chicken sandwiches." It's like, well, that's not what we do.
That's what Chick-fil-A does. And
It's
that's
a
why you'll
good
see them
thing.
next to In-N-Outs.
It's a good thing. Petition actually means Jack Diddley shit to a private-owned company.
I love that people think that a petition is going to dictate to this company what they're going to do versus submitting a comment card.
And I'll tell you from what I've seen, there's definitely an outpouring. Oh wait, what is this? Meat lovers bite back as petition calls for In-N-Out. I don't think that that the people demanding this are getting the support that they may be expected.
Probably not. If you want to see a change like that, don't demand that a burger shop be something different if they don't want to be. Do what Chick-fil-A did.
Here's
Go to their own store and put one right next to every In-N-Out. That way, whoever doesn't want an In-N-Out burger can opt for a veggie burger at your store, and then you make money.
If you want a veggie burger, go somewhere that serves a veggie burger.
Exactly.
Like, bam.
It's the oldest rule in the book for capitalism: vote with your wallet.
Yeah, and it's funny because I saw a crap load of people going, "Well, I know what I'm eating for lunch today." double it is.
Now I'm wondering how effectively you can make a veggie burger in terms of both flavor and price.
I've had a veggie burger. I can't answer the financial side of it. I mean, I don't know how many people haven't or have had a veggie burger amongst this group.
I've had two. One was a regular veggie patty. Another was a black bean burger, which was surprisingly good.
I think my veggie burger was basically some form of that. I don't know. But I just remember, like, the only reason I ever have had a veggie burger was I was eating at a local restaurant here called Fab Dog, and they have this, eat everything on the menu within this many months, and you get a shirt and your picture on the wall.
Oh, that's right. That's why you were eating a pickle. Did you ever succeed in completing it?
Yes.
Why the
3 bites?
Well, I didn't mean complete the pickle. I mean, did you eat everything on the menu?
Oh yeah.
Is your picture now on the wall?
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. But I was gonna say a veggie burger was one of the things I had to eat, so I went out of my comfort zone to get a veggie burger. I ate a pickle. I did all this crap that I didn't want to do, but I was like, I must for the wall. And the biggest thing that stuck out to me for a veggie burger was how freaking filling it is. It feels like you put a brick in your stomach. Like, I was like, Jesus. It was a lot. And then I think I didn't poop for a week.
And when you did, oh my.
You want to do some Q&A for a bit?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to Q&A. Submit your questions.
Saber's been really busy.
And for any of our mods, we can get the link. In the chat
did you spend the majority of the day driving?
Yeah, half of it.
Oh. Still, that's a lot of driving.
Totally worth it.
Good.
Let me see what we got on Twitter as far as questions. I'm not sure if I'm getting any thrown my way. Of course, Alec is ready to roll. So
He's
thoughts
already-
on
he's always got those
Smurfs
questions going.
Lost Village? Yeah, he preps.
I'm
I
currently
don't-
downloading Phoenix Wright.
Alex's thoughts on Smurfs: The Lost Village TV trailer. I have no idea, Alex. I haven't seen that.
I watched
I'm
it.
sorry, Smurfs. What now?
The Lost Village. It's a CGI, but they actually look like they're supposed to. They actually look cartoony in this one. And it's not gonna be like Smurfs with humans, apparently. I watched the teaser trailer. Like the beginning of it, it's of course that really dumb humor. But one thing that it has a plus point for me is that it has Jack McBrayer playing clumsy Smurf, not Snurf. So I'm like,
Smurf.
yay. But there's really not much shown in the teaser trailer. It's just like, I don't know. There's a little bit of that dumb humor that you'd expect from like a Smurf. God damn it! I keep saying Snurf.
now,
You're of Smurfs.
similar to the Smurf topic, Sarah and I actually watched Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Chip the other night.
Yeah.
And how was it?
It made me laugh.
A couple of times.
Still, I was impressed that there was a
what
genuine
way?
I don't
Was
even
it-
remember the joke. I at one
Okay.
point I started laughing. It
So
wasn't
What-
Secret Life of Pets made me laugh because I was so confused that I
This
broke
made you
down.
laugh intentionally.
Wasn't it mostly the air marshal that made us laugh?
Maybe there was just there were a
Was
couple
it the
jokes
one
in there
with
that
the
I'm like,
smart
oh
car?
wow, that actually worked. The what?
Is it the joke with the smart car that he gets? And he's like, it's a fucking Tweety Bird or something like that. I don't know.
That made you laugh. That got
Yeah.
you more than it got me. But no, I was just surprised. I was like, oh wow, that actually. There were some moments in that movie, and I had to give it credit. Oh, what's this? Cadet Redshirt.
You got very excited there, Race. Don't hold out on us.
Cadet Redshirt made a picture.
Did she?
She drew left-handed.
Ooh. She fancied a challenge.
She drew Jeffrey. Here, let me link it up with free.
I love it, Cadet. Love it. I gotta retweet this. This is in regards to a conversation we had last week.
Oh yeah, I do remember this. Okay.
Stuffy says, "Have you ever done something that you knew you would regret doing later?" Yeah, I guess that's kind of. I'm not gonna get details, but yeah, I have.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind immediately, but
I can tell you one of the most common things I do.
Eating food, that's bad.
It does involve food. It involves movie theater popcorn. I eat that
jeez.
stuff, and I know that I'm gonna just smell pea butter in the morning and just be like, oh man, stuffed up and feel like shit. But stuff's so good.
For those that may be new to the podcast here, you want to explain to them what exactly it is you do to movie theater popcorn to produce that result?
Well, you see,
No, I'm curious too.
there's the plastic buckets, the big ones. The reason they make them so sturdy are so like in case you want to stick a straw at the bottom and suck the butter out. It's basically a cup. So when I put the stuff in, I make those plastic or not plastic. They're whatever the big old popcorn buckets dripping with butter out the bottom because I like the butter.
You see, at the theaters he goes to, there is a pump where
Yeah.
you can apply your own whatever movie theater butter is to your popcorn. And, most people will put
Whatever
one or
movie
two
theater.
pumps onto it and shake the bag a bit. He will be over there for a good 30 seconds to a minute
If I
getting
don't-
his workout.
If I don't
Dude,
feel
you
the
probably
bucket
have-
get
2,000. Do you finish it off?
no.
Thank God. I was
Close
scared for my-
to
I
it.
get
Yeah, there-
refills.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No,
And he has been known to layer his lap with paper towels or napkins to prevent seepage.
Just wear a tampon.
That's true.
Not how that works, by the way.
So
I guess you can wear it on the outside.
I'm sorry, Tampax.
I was gonna say though that if I don't feel the popcorn bucket getting heavier, there's not enough butter. Like I have to actually feel my arm getting like, oh, we're getting there. Let's see here. Alec asks, Race, will you go to Beach City Con next year and do vlogs?
It's a Steven Universe convention.
Oh.
Where? I don't have plans to.
It's in Virginia Beach.
Probably not. just a guess.
Well, let me see where it is.
I actually want to go. And I think me and my girl might be going, so we'll see.
Cool.
Nerds. You should do a Who's Line.
Roll in there.
How funny would it be? Like, I would actually love it if we did do something like that, where we went to a different type of convention and set up a Who's Line and tried to do something along like those topics, because some of the Steven Universe fans really hate other fandoms, and I'd just be curious. How that would go. Oh, here's another comedy sketch. It says ACRacebest is Hugo Strange, and drew me as Hugo Strange. I gotta retweet that.
I
Awesome.
gotta ask, who is Hugo Strange?
Obviously, the guy that I'm dressed as.
Oh, there you go.
Shivo asks, what's your favorite cartoon style?
Oh,
Probably Steven Universe's style and Wander Over Yonder style.
I like things that are like nice and detailed.
I enjoy a show that allows its universe to develop. Doug, for example, back in the day, if any of y'all watched that, what they've been doing with My Little Pony to a
Doug
degree.
Funny?
Yeah, Doug Funny. Bluffington.
Oh, you know,
Slice of life kind of stuff.
this question can be interpreted in different ways. I interpreted it as in like the art style,
Oh.
but then yeah, it could
I
be interpreted as
do
in
love
style
what,
of the story.
the CG. Like, I love watching as that just gets better and better. Like 2D will always have its place in my heart, but the CG stuff I love. Plus, I always hear people like dog on newer videos or movies because they're like, well, it's not 2D.
Yeah,
Like-
are we restricting this to TV, or is it all animation in general?
Now you're just thinking too hard.
Well, yeah, that's what I do.
I would say TV, but
Because I'd probably go with Hey Arnold.
Well,
but
if it's TV, then I take back what I was saying, because they're still trying to find a reasonable, at least from what I've seen. There's some movies that seem to be okay, but I haven't seen a great CG show,
yeah.
like one that I didn't feel like, oh, the budget was cut here. Alec Gray has a question asking, Race, will you and Sarah do the Ron and John thing at El Capitan?
Probably not, unfortunately.
What's the Ron and John thing?
It's showing all of Ron and John's movies. Let me pull up the list.
Yeah, you gotta pardon my ignorance. Who are Ron and John?
They're directors at Disney. They worked on
movies.
Hold on.
While Sarah figures this out, Sketchy, who's been making some awesome art, as you can also see here on our podcast, asks, I'd like to draw you as Zootopia characters. I know Sarah says she's a jackalope.
I love
Okay.
Sketchy.
And then Sketchy says, but can Race be a golden retriever?
I'm sure he
funny.
could be.
Okay,
But-
But I'll always see him as a platypus, personally.
their movies.
Everyone's always seen me as a platypus because that was my initial character. A jackalope and a platypus, man. Holy cow.
How do you get better than that?
I was going to say, in technicality, this is where everyone's going to groan, but technically there aren't any dogs in Zootopia. Because they're
Okay,
domesticated animals and humans don't exist.
Ron and John directed movies. Aladdin, Hercules, The Great Mouse Detective,
Oh,
Treasure
sweet.
Planet.
Yeah,
I'd
we're
love to
going.
catch that.
We're going.
Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, The Little Mermaid, and then the upcoming
Zootopia.
Moana is a Ron and John movie.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing the countdown.
What do y'all think about the Moana movie that's coming out?
It looks
I'm
amazing.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I was excited until I saw the most recent trailer that they've been showing on TV.
Yeah.
Why? I haven't seen it yet. Actually, don't tell me.
No, I won't.
I was excited
Is it
until I saw
because of The
Zootopia.
Rock?
What Rock? Oh,
Dwayne
The Rock?
Johnson?
No, it has nothing to do with the voices. It has nothing to do with the voices. It just has more to do with. It almost feels like it's going where Brave went.
Well,
Where-
they already said
Where it was
something.
two movies that were merged into one. You have this great history, great culture, great potential for a story, and then you have just like this.
We'll
I'm not
see.
sure what you call the other half of Brave, but just like this mother-daughter kind of thing, or
I'm excited for it. I think it looks very beautiful.
I am still optimistic for it. Don't get me wrong.
It looks a bit unorthodox with the story, so we'll see what happens. We'll just have to see.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful as well. Cautiously optimistic, right?
It can do good, just only almost as good as Zootopia.
I mean, that should be interesting to see how it performs financially.
Yeah, well, it'll also be curious because if that movie, does something incredible, then we're back talking about, animation when it comes to awards, Oscars, and all that.
It'll get
Well, I
passed
mean,
over
that
like all
water-
animation usually does.
For starters.
It'll get what?
I said it'll get passed over like all animation usually does.
Let's see here.
I'm really hoping Zootopia takes home a few.
Me too.
On the Oscars, that should be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be interesting.
Animation in general for the Oscars gets really disrespected.
Yes, it does.
Like the judges, like only half of them watch all of the films. And
I can't watch that on Blockbuster.
Yeah, exactly. That was their exposure to it.
Joy has an interesting question, asking, what was the most entertaining thing you've seen outside of seeing a movie?
Wait, what?
That's a weird question.
That's a
I
broad
know.
question.
What was the most entertaining thing you've seen outside of seeing a movie?
Oh, so like a show? Like in general?
In
like
general, I
sounds
guess,
like
in life.
anything.
like theater? Cirque du Soleil.
Ooh,
Yeah.
which one did you see?
I've seen a lot. Let me pull up a list of their shows and I'll tell you which ones I've seen. Cirque
Pretentious
du...
goer of Cirque du Soleil.
Hey.
Um,
What was
have
your
always-
favorite one that you saw?
I liked. Gosh, I have to remind myself of all the ones. Hold on one second.
Mine's going to be very obscure in the entertaining sense, but
Oh.
we were.
Well, while Sarah looks this up,
Yeah,
or were you answering, Matt?
I was about to. If you
Oh,
want me
never
to.
mind, never
However,
mind.
please proceed.
No, I was just going to hit this question up. Kira Questi is asking, this one's for you two, Saber and myself. How excited are you to get the customs, and what do you think of them?
She made those cool pony OCs for us.
Yeah.
A shout out to her. So sweet of her. I'm
Oh,
really excited and major shout out.
Yeah, Kira's been awesome. She also made some of those carrot pens for Sarah and I, and,
Oh,
and
that's
those
awesome.
came out freaking amazing. So
We'll make sure we do lots of retweets and favorites and shout outs from whenever we get them. But
Yes.
it was super kind of you. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Kira.
Looking forward to seeing them.
Okay, so does anybody else want to answer? I've got the list right here.
No, go
Do
ahead
it.
first.
Go.
Okay, I've seen Allegria. I've seen Lanuba. That's the first one I saw because it's at Disney World. Dralion, Verakai, Ka,
Are
and
you quoting the song from the Prince of Egypt?
and
Oota,
Ovo.
oota.
I think Dralion was my
Here, I
favorite
thought you were
out
just
of
speaking in
those.
tongues.
Yeah, I think Dralion was my favorite because they have these, the ancient Chinese dragon, the parade dragons that they.
Oh yeah.
They had a couple of those in that Dralion show, but they were made out of entirely recycled junk, and it was just really cool.
Junk dragons.
Yeah, they were beautiful, but they were made out of like junk. it was cool. I like artsy fartsy stuff like that, and Cirque du Soleil is very artsy fartsy.
I would like to see a Cirque du Soleil show at some point. Just never had the opportunity.
I would like that too.
I want to go see O at Las Vegas. It looks really cool.
Well,
but there's a lot of shows at Las Vegas.
If only we knew someone going to Las Vegas. Let's see here. Did anyone else have a answer for the entertaining?
Well, sure. It's not exactly a show or anything like that, but I was on an arbitration competition during law school. We went to Omaha, Nebraska.
I'm sorry.
No, I quite liked it there. It was a lovely place. It was also where I had a carrot dog, but that's another story entirely.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's delicious. What are you talking about, man?
Carrot dog? Sounds like something Judy would eat.
I can get into that story, but someone will have to ask a question for it. I'm answering the entertaining one first. Yes. I am exercising my privilege as a speaker on this podcast to completely direct the topic of conversation.
Check your privilege.
No. I will exercise my privilege. Thank you very much.
Goddamn lawyer.
Yes. So, we're in Omaha, and this is actually after the carrot dog. We're out waiting for the shuttle to come take us back to the hotel we're at. And we're hanging around. It's downtown. It's in like the old warehouse district. They renovated it to put in a bunch of new restaurants and really, brought back an otherwise blighted area of town. But it's about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and we are the only ones on the street. And there are probably 15 to 20 of us just concentrated right there, being a little bit loud because some of them were a bit drunk. There was a group that tried to do a 3-man piggyback, which didn't work entirely well. Long story short, after a few minutes of shenanigans and nonsense, a couple of mounted officers on horseback approach us. Everything all right? Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And then, long story short, they realized we weren't causing any trouble. I'm sure they just saw a large group of somewhat rowdy people and thought, we should probably check this out. But we got chatting with them about, their horses and what it's like to be, mounted officers and how effective horses are for crowd control. And, he was more than happy to answer our questions. And in fact, apparently horses are very good for crowd control because there's an innate fight or flight self-preservation response that apparently people exhibit when a 2-ton or several thousand-pound mammal comes up to them.
Yeah.
You're gonna move out of the way, he's explained.
Well, it's intimidating.
Oh yeah, well, it's a horse and a guy, and just standing there a few feet away, it's not that bad. But he's like, "Here, do you want to see?" Okay. So he just walks the horse very slowly. He showed us how he could go left and right, straight lines, forward, back, all the equestrian stuff you see in the Olympics, but you never really appreciate until you see it firsthand. And then he walks it toward us, and we all just move right the hell out of the way, even knowing that he's not going to run us over. He's not moving fast. The horse will stop. No, we got the hell out of the way. And that was highly entertaining to see because it's something that you don't really appreciate until you've experienced it. So that was probably one of the more entertaining things I've seen. A bunch of drunk people scattered to the winds by a horse that's walking at barely a mile an hour.
Sounds like the geese at last year's Cider Fest when Henry and I went running after them and they just moved out of the way.
They're smart enough to get out of the way.
No, I think they were just those geese did not give a damn about it.
They didn't care. We're like, watch them fly, and they were just like,
No, they just walked. It was amazing. These things just did not give a shit.
It's like people have done that to them before.
It was great seeing Race and Henry like screaming and running and shouting, come back out of breath, and they were just like didn't work. And I was laughing. So I'm like, these geese have the last laugh because you've got goose shit all over your shoes, probably.
We did. It was disgusting, and it smelled terrible. So just so everybody knows, in the podcast, we're probably gonna go for about 8 more minutes here. Wrap it up around 7:20 Pacific time. So we'll go through. I got a couple questions here from Cadet. Oh, sorry, I just saw a message. Sketchy said, "Sorry, I just suck at drawing ducks." Draw me. What was the fox thing that you thought of, Sarah? Remember?
Oh, a coyote?
Huh?
What? No, you had a fox idea for
I have
what
no
I would
idea
be.
what I thought I said coyote at some point to you.
Because Sarah said some kind of like, at one point Sarah said she was going to be a jackrabbit, and then I was going to be some form of a fox, obviously in no correlation to the fact that Judy and Nick are both a bunny and a fox.
No, I'm pretty sure I said coyote.
Obviously not.
Maybe you did. Maybe a
Because
coyote.
jackalopes and coyotes are generally desert.
Damn.
Fox.
Jackalopes. So Cadet asks, what hotel is good to stay at when in the Disneyland area? Now,
It depends on if you're looking for location or price, because little known fact for those that haven't experienced it, in the Anaheim Resort District around the park, you're going to pay about a 15% transient occupancy tax, room tax, which will impart a little bit more to your bill than you may otherwise realize. That being said, there are a couple of good hotels around there if you're feeling completely frisky and willing to spend the money. Stay at the Grand Californian. Well, yes.
Grand California is literally connected to California Adventures.
And if you stay there, you get into California Adventures an hour early.
And
that's
they have
the case, I think, with any hotel in the park.
Don't forget about the complimentary lap dances from the princesses. So there's a lot of good things going with the Grand Californian.
What about the princes?
Plus, Chip and Dale are their unofficial mascots, so good on them.
Yes, the princess too. Oh, that reminds me. So when we went to Disneyland, they have this.
I love that Prince lap dances reminded you of Disneyland.
What's it called, Sarah? The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where, youngsters. I want to say specifically little girls, but little boys can do the same thing. Can go and be dolled up as their favorite princess. And I walked in there, and I'm like, okay, so I got a question for you. How much would it cost me to be done up as Judy Hopps? And the guy I asked, I'm pretty sure it was his first day ever working at Disneyland, and he was still figuring out who the hell qualified as a Disney princess and why Shrek wasn't anywhere. But he looked at me, and he's like, well, it'd be about $200 with the the makeup and the dress. And at that point, I was like, what? Judy Hopps has a dress?
Yes.
And he explained everything to me, and I was laughing because I'm convinced that he is convinced that I asked about a straight up princess named Judy Hopps. And so next time I go to Disneyland, I'm gonna go be done up as Judy Hopps and see what ends up happening there.
Please take pictures. We'd like to see this.
Cadet has a question asking us, what bug are you afraid of the most?
Spiders.
It's not a bug. It's
Technically,
Yes, it is.
it's not a bug. However, she says centipede, and I don't think that...
Yeah, I was going to say
Depends on what you find as a
centipede. Centipede. I mean, if you mean like critter, all right, if it's used the word critter,
Spider.
I definitely say centipedes. Those things are mean.
Black widows.
And then seconded by cockroaches.
Scorpion.
I'll take a scorpion over
I
a
don't
cockroach.
mind.
Yeah, you
Cockroaches
got
are easy.
You know what? I have a story for y'all. You can end the podcast on. There we go.
Not if it involves cockroaches.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Please, if it involves cockroaches.
Yes or no?
Really, you want to end the podcast on cockroaches?
I'm hungry.
Well, go have
Oh,
some
man.
popcorn. Go watch a movie.
I mean, I can abridge it if you want me to.
Go with a veggie burger.
I want to hear the saber.
I want to hear it too. Go for it.
Okay. I mean, you guys can probably already predict the ending. So, I went to go pick my roommate Jordan up from work. He worked at Walmart a few days ago. While I was there, I did a little bit of grocery shopping. This was like 3 days ago, Monday. And while I was grocery shopping, I picked up, yogurt, and I picked up granola, I picked up deli meat, fruit, and assortments of groceries. Jordan hopped in the car with me. We went on home. I made myself a can of soup. I opened a can of soup, warmed it up, had a little bit of a sandwich, and then about an hour later, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some sweets. And by the way, mind you, I just bought this stuff today.
I'm actually terrified right now.
So I take a good old scoop of yogurt and throw it in the bowl. This granola, I opened up the granola, which, mind you, I also was eating on the way home because I ripped it open. I thought I'll nibble on some. I grab a handful of granola, toss it in the bowl, and I notice a piece of it starts moving around.
Huh.
And I looked at it, and lo and behold, is a yogurt-covered roach moving around my yogurt.
Did you eat the roach? There's a toy in every box.
I was shocked, literally shocked. I was like, I've heard of this. I've never thought it would actually happen to me, of all people. And I was like, there's a live roach.
I am a well-known YouTuber.
I started screaming at the roach. You know who I am? Do you know? I was just standing there dumbfounded. I was like, there's a roach moving in my yogurt. I pulled out of a bag of granola I just bought that I also was eating on the way home. And I felt sick. And I told my roommate, Jordan, I'm like, Jordan, get down here. And he was like screaming, like, disgusting. And it's weird because I know, Matt, I know you're going to hate me. I didn't take any pictures. I was so overwhelmed by disgust that I just grabbed it, threw it in the garbage disposal, and just shredded it.
No, that's a very appropriate response.
That thing's probably still like alive in 14 different pieces in your sink right now.
Yeah, it's like spores. They spread apart. No,
it's coming back together like the Terminator.
Actually,
I think it was like $7. I should have at least took it back to Walmart of all things, but whatever. I just wanted this. I wanted to be done with it. I'm like, just be done with this. Threw it away and just washed my hands. Literally.
I am slightly curious. $7 granola from Walmart.
Or it cost money. So
okay, so it was $1.50. What's your point, Matt?
It was Nature Valley, so you know it wasn't $1.50.
Oh, too.
I was gonna say
actually
nice granola.
I remember going to a pizza place once, and I was looking at the slice of pizza I was about to start munching down on, and I'm like, that looks weird. What is that? And I looked closer, and I realized there was a completely baked fly
Gross.
that made it on my pizza. And I was with my dad, so of course he's like, oh, you should complain and tell them about it, and then maybe you'll get a free pizza or something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just disgusted. So I remember walking up with a piece of pizza and saying, there's a fly in this piece of pizza, and they're like, oh, sorry. And they took it and they threw it away, and I was still standing there.
They just got rid of the evidence.
I just checked it.
And I'm just picturing the fly flying.
We haven't been back to that Pizza Hut since. So
good call. I'm just picturing the fly flying into the oven, having an Icarus moment as his wings burn away and it lands.
Quickly though, how old were you when this happened?
Oh god, I want to say I was probably 15 or 16.
It'd be funny if it was like yesterday or something like that, and they threw the pizza. Like, that's great, but I got it on my phone, so All right. I mean, there was a Subway thing where I bit into a bolt, and they tried to grab my salad out of my hands, and I was like, I'm keeping this.
I can't believe that. Like when you showed me a picture of that, I'm like, Saber, that's ridiculous.
It was.
Yeah, you're not supposed to get bolts and salad. You're supposed to have nuts on top.
Okay. On that note.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night, folks. Have a good night. See ya.
Thank you all for joining us. That's a wrap on the Semi-Perfect Podcast here, September 21st. We will see you guys in 2 weeks as we break into October and things start to get spoopy.